What's up, everybody? Mike here. Hope you're doing well today. And I got some massive new details to talk about with the first Ascendant. This video is going to go into some of the issues basically that's been going with the game, from technical issues to the mixed reception on Steam. Also, some positives when it comes to the high player count numbers so far, despite the microtransaction hell apparently that's going on with the game, among other things. So, yeah, lot to dig into. Let's do it. So, start off at least a positive, I would say, for this game. Healthy player numbers, very healthy player numbers. With it being a free to download looter shooter, this game, has enjoyed a huge launch on Steam. With the numbers, last time I checked on the Steam charts for it, all-time peak of 229,257, as you can see here, with at least right now, or at least the time I checked this, 223,447 players. And 24-hour peak 228,172. So very good, honestly, very healthy numbers for a game like this that just dropped. And this is a Warframe like type of game, action game designed to be played with co-op, with friends, and progress together, in the game. And it is grindy, but I feel like it does, to an extent, respect your time in a way when it comes to the grind, because I was leveling up pretty fast with my character, with my master rank, and with the seasonal level as well. Like, it just felt fair to me overall, felt pretty fast and fluid when it came to the progression. But we gotta talk about the monetization, as this has sparked debate amongst the players, and honestly, I expected this to happen. Microtransactions pretty much suck overall, unless they are done fairly. Like, unless it's maybe like a Helldivers 2 situation where I feel like the microtransactions respect the players in that sense. So, but yeah, this is this is getting wild, guys. As well as issues giving players rewards they're owed that have forced Nexon into offering compensation for that. And if you're unfamiliar with past games Nexon's done, Nexon has, made multiplayer focused free-to-play games in the past, such as Rider, Drift, and Maple Story. The first Ascendant, being their newest, free-to-play multiplayer game, is packed with a cash shop that sells everything you would expect from a game of this type. Premium battle pass, new characters, premium character and weapon skins, and even experience boosts and increased inventory capacity. So basically, if you want to, you can buy Descendants early without grinding them out by spending real money. You don't have to. I personally wouldn't. That's just my opinion. I don't suggest you do it. You can easily just grind them out in the game and farm them, just like you do in Warframe, for example. The issue, though, is the caliber is the currency that you get by spending real money, and it's sold in bundles that come in just under the cost of a new character itself. So that's where a lot of the issues coming in from the player base. And I agree with the, players that feel upset about this, because that's messed up. You should no. This is basically forcing players to buy more virtual currency than they need to and having some left over. That's messed up. You can only get caliber by spending real world money or buying the premium battle pass. You cannot earn it in game, like, at all. So while, this is an option to save people a time who don't have time to grind out a game like this or grind in a game, they spend real more money to get the Descendants they want. It's still very aggressive and just not fair to the player, because you're not, giving a fair amount for each Ascendant. You're forcing players to spend more than what they need to. First Ascendant also locks a paint to a skin, which means if you want to reuse a paint you've already obtained, perhaps from the premium battle pass, you have to spend real world money on it again. So this is basically being taken by some players as being predatory, aggressive, because of its monetization. And this has got a mixed reception on Steam because of the microtransactions, but also the technical issues, which is rightfully called out, because there are technical issues going on both PC and console when it comes to this game. One quote is that someone said in a negative review, this game releases more real money purchasable items than actual gameplay mechanics. And even those who have spent money on microtransactions are having a tough time. Nexon apologized to players who have yet to receive items they paid for by offering compensation. And Nexon says they will continue to strive to provide a more stable service. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But that's, what they talked about. So in terms of compensation, though, you are getting gold gain boost plus 30%, duration 3 days. Kuiper Shard gain boost plus 30% for 3 days. And Descendant EXP gain boost 30% plus 30%, duration 3 days. Weapon Mastery EXP gain boost plus 30% for 3 days. two matte red paints apparently. So take that for what you will. When it comes to technical issues, though, the biggest thing that people are experiencing, and even I was too, was frame rate drops across PC and console. Like, I tried to play the PC version initially because that's where I prefer to play this game on, and my overall specs are above the recommended and minimum. So, and I was still having issues where I was getting frame drops, frame dips, especially in the hub area, Albion. That's like where it's the worst, at least for me. And it almost looks like something, you know, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in terms of that art style, but way worse. Like in terms of character movements like that. It's very weird how that is. And yeah, I had ended up switching to the PS5 version, which ran much smoother for me at least, but still had some minor issues and bugs. Nexon has acknowledged this and suggested a workaround. So the developer is apparently leaking these frame rate issues to those who pre-downloaded the first Descendant, and suggests that if you run into the problem, you delete the game and reinstall it as a temporary solution. Meanwhile, Nexon said it's investigating further. Players have reported, mixed results using this temporary solution, with some saying it helps improve the frame rate on PC, but those on console appear to still be having trouble. Then you got the issue I mentioned earlier about, players not receiving their promised rewards that failed to turn up. Some players say they haven't received a premium currency they paid real money for either. They apparently fixed this though. I saw an update while I was playing the game yesterday where they supposedly fixed it. But I know for me, I was having an issue with the PC version mainly, a lot more than the console version, where basically when I first tried to start it up, it didn't start up, launch correctly, got a launch error, and I essentially just, restart my PC. I used CCleaner to kind of clean out any unnecessary data, and that seemed to help when I start up the game. And use easy anti-cheat, which is fine by me. And then I kept running the frame dips, especially in the cinematic cutscenes, mainly. And then when I got to Albion, the hub world, it was just a mess. Was not having a consistent frame rate, things like that. Then I switched to the console version, and this is mostly a server issue than really a technical issue on the game's part. But I guess you can still kind of, connect it to technical issues. Basically, kept getting disconnected like half a dozen, I think up to a half a dozen times throughout my 12-hour play session while streaming this with friends. We all got disconnected up to about 6 or so times from the servers. So, and I kind of expected the servers to have some issues. I actually was surprised they weren't worse, with basically this being a new free-to-play game. I thought we're going to get the whole apology or message them out. Sorry, we didn't expect, this many players to be wanting to play, or servers can handle it type thing. We're trying to fix it. So, and honestly, it was not as bad in that regard as I thought it was going to be. But still an annoyance. And then there's some, minor bugs and glitches when it came to like character animations, enemy animations, things like that. Enemies being stuck in walls or objects in the environment, things like that. But it ran smooth. So the console version, at least for me, was better, but the PC version definitely needs some more fixes and optimization. And I wasn't the only one. Other people were having issues too on PC and console as well. One of my friends that came into my chat was talking about how he tried to play it, but it kept crashing on him several times within an hour on PS5. So that's something they need to fix. Other people are having some weird PC issues where either won't launch properly or things like that. So I don't know. Nexon, you need to get on it. They are working on some stuff. They're getting some solutions out. So hopefully we get a major patch within the next week that fixes a lot of this stuff, if not hot fixes at least. So just have to wait and see, guys. I still think this is a solid game overall when it does run. Like, I'm enjoying it personally. I don't think it's better than Warframe overall, though, in terms of gameplay and replayability and, the grind, things like that. I enjoy Warframe better. Heck, I enjoy Final Fantasy 14 better than this game as well, too. And Dawn Trail just came out for that game, so I'm really enjoying that. And just think, hopefully with updates and patches, they'll fix that. Now, with Nexon being Nexon the way it is, and how they do microtransactions, I really don't see them really changing that, honestly, unless there's a huge pushback from the players in regards to that, and maybe they can adjust that pricing there, but we'll see. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Sound off. I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? Are you having the same issues or similar issues with the game, or whether you're on PC or console? If you did enjoy this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. My name is Mike. Thanks for watching.